Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and we are taking on some new red zone stages. So I'm just taking my boy Piccolo in. Like I'm taking the path of least resistance. I feel so confident with this Piccolo team that I can just walk into anything without worrying about typing and be fine, right? So we jump into these androids pretty blind. So what we have is we have a 17 and 18 turn here, and then we've got a phase against 16, 17, and 18. Now, I did make a tweak to my Piccolo team. So my Piccolo team is essentially the same, but if you guys remember, my last slot was, it would be God Goku, or I'd switch between him and Piccolo depending on the event. Well, I think my new plan is, I think Piccolo kind of got phased out for me now, and instead of God Goku, because obviously God Goku isn't going to be good in this fight, I'm just using AGL Super Gogeta, because he's kind of crazy. Super Saiyan Gogeta, right? The new EZA. So I think he can operate fine, either on rotation with like being not optimally linked. So even if he's not next to God Goku, I think he's still gonna be fine. But I think even just floating him as a support unit, right? So I feel like this team gives you the option where, you know, because I feel like just keeping that Gamma rotation is still like too freaking good, right? Like that's way too good to give that up. And then I can just float AGL Gogeta. But I would have the option, if I did want to run AGL Gogeta on rotation with God Goku, which would be a fine rotation, you can still float the Gammas as floating supports, and they're going to be pretty good in slot 3 too. So this team just has everything you need. It's got support units, it's got pretty much every unit is defensive, like and you have a ton of offense on this team. Like I feel like this team has no weaknesses. And that's why I feel like I can just run into any event, not worry about typing, not even necessarily study the event, right? Now, with the 17 and 18, what I learned is I do believe they can, like, stun and seal you, so they can do some nasty debuffs. And they definitely can do a lot of damage, right? And I'm pretty sure in this fight, I don't remember if it's on this phase or the second phase, but I definitely take some hits in here, right? Like, they're not, this isn't like a pushover fight. I actually think this one was kind of harder than the Cell fight. The Cell fight was kind of interesting to me, and I'll have that up as a separate recording. But the Cell, here's 6 mil, by the way, effective against all types, like, not linked very well. Like, just chilling. This Gogeta's just putting out some good damage, right? But the Cell fight I didn't think was as hard, because, like, you can stun and seal every phase of Cell except the last one. And it's got, like, 4 phases to it or something like that. It's not a short fight. So the Cell fight might be kind of a fun one to maybe do showcases in and stuff, because it is a little bit of a longer red zone fight. It's got a lot of phases. And you can stun and seal, so you can actually show off units that have stunning and sealing, right? So what you guys are all going to see in that Cell video I'm going to put out is, we might forget with how busted Tech Piccolo is, he can actually stun, and just makes him even more dominant when they do actually come out with tough fights where you can stun. So just another W for our boy Tech Piccolo, right? He's just taking all those W's, and he's going to keep taking them, because this is a unit that's going to age so well in the game, right? So here's Piccolo, 7.2 mil. You know, he's linked well, he just isn't fully built up, but very, very good attack stats for our boy Piccolo, right? Now, I think the mistake I made in this video, I was kind of talking over, but very early on, I had, like, my Tech Piccolos all attacking this int 18. Like, I wasn't really paying attention to my targets. I should have been targeting 17 first. So this first round went probably a little bit longer than it needed to go, because if I had taken my Piccolos and gone on 17, like, right away, we would have gotten him out of here a lot quicker and could have put more damage on 18 later with the other units. But we're fine. We're getting through this just fine. And there's Pan dodging out, doing her thing. And hey, we've already got Blue Gogeta on the first phase, right? So now we've got God mode. And now it's just like, all right, let's just dodge, do a bunch of damage, all that fun stuff, right? So here I'm kind of debating what to do, but I'm like, sure, let's put Gogeta in slot 1, do a guaranteed crit, right? And then say he gets super, and it's like, all right, well, he's going to have pretty good defense at this point, and he hopefully would just dodge it anyways, right? So let's see what kind of damage we get here. And remember, he gets a buff when he dodges. So let's see what we get here. We get the guaranteed additional. All right, here comes the super, right? So the question is can we dodge it? And of course, this Gogeta just not wanting to dodge for me. Kind of crazy. And we take, 545, and we get sealed. So that's the one scary part we had in the video here. And here's the thing, like, I know there's like Gogeta haters out there, because there's this big fight, right? Like, STR Cooler or Gogeta, who's the best TUR EZA? Like, honestly, I'm not going to sit here and, like, fight, like, for one or the other. I personally do think Gogeta's better than than Cooler. And I'm like the biggest Cooler fan out there. So like I'm not like just on a bandwagon or something. Like I'm understanding like what these units are. And Cooler is like incredible, but I think they're very close. And they're definitely both on the same tier, right? For like EZAs and all that. So sure, if you want to argue one's better than the other, I'm not really going to argue over that. But the thing is all these Gogeta haters, like, they're going to see all these videos of him, like, taking super attacks. And like, yep, that can happen. It's a 30% chance, right? It's just, if RNG really isn't on your side, and we all know this from the HLUI Goku sagas, right? Like, sometimes he dodges for people, sometimes not. So sure, right there I ate a super attack, but in my showcase there's another instance where he dodges 5 out of 6, right? Including a super attack. So the idea with Gogeta is, yep, he's a little RNG dependent, but he has the potential to dodge out the most powerful attacks in the game. Doesn't matter what his defense is. And that, to me, is what makes him better. Whereas Cooler, he's got to build up, right? He can get to insane defensive levels. But Gogeta, like, turn 1 can do more defensively than what Cooler can. And then Cooler, he does have, like, guaranteed crits and stuff and can do insane damage. But he's got to be fighting the right types of enemies. Granted, pure and hybrid Saiyans are a lot of the game. But a lot of these red zone stages, like, none of these are, like, pure. Like, I think other than Broly, like, there aren't really pure hybrid Saiyans where Cooler can really dominate with those guaranteed crits. Whereas Gogeta, doesn't matter the fight, he's got guaranteed crits. So I do like Gogeta. Yep, he's going to have times once in a while. He's going to eat a big fat super like that. Thankfully, we're in the 200% meta, right? And with Piccolo as our leader, we have 600k HP, so we can afford to take a hit for 545,000 and still live. And you guys could see here in this video how quickly we can just heal back up. You know, we're not like crazy healed up here, but like all it takes is Piccolo when he's got like 800k starter turn defense to just get like 3 to 4 tech orbs and bam, you're like healed up. It's kind of crazy what this team can do. So we're on the phase here with 16, 17, and 18, right? And yeah, we're just going through and I'm just trusting my team defensively here and trusting my team to get through. And of course, Gogeta gets sealed. So I'm like, they just did not want Gogeta to look good in this video. I'm like, what can I do? Like, they just want Gogeta to look terrible here, right? So here, this is nice because we got the nullification, right? So this is very good. Gamma 1 and 2, I'm going to tell you this right now. I've been getting these guys, I've been getting their nullifications like a lot. And I'm someone that I don't really pay attention to, what super attack types I'm facing, right? So right there, we were fortunate enough that before we ate that super, we healed up just enough that we could survive that super for 230k. So yes, this was a very dicey fight, but watch what's going to happen next. Something really cool is about to happen here. Watch what's about to happen. Well, Pan dodging out, saving us, getting us to this Piccolo turn. We get the Sensu Bean, and now Piccolo is God. 50% damage reduction, 750k defense. If we hadn't healed already, just those couple of green orbs there would have healed us a ton. Now, the one thing I don't know is both Piccolos popped up at the same time. So my question is did they both trigger and both get 50% reduction? I don't think it works that way. I think what would happen is the first one in the rotation gets it and the second one doesn't, but I could be wrong. But I just know that from, like, you know, if you have like 2 transformation units that like if you had like physical Gogeta and Int Vegito, you know, the year 3 LRs at the same time, I think only one of them can transform on a turn. I don't think they both can the same turn, because I think one would transform and heal, and then that would disallow the other one. But you guys can let me know in the comments, like in this rare, very rare situation I had with 2 Piccolos at the same time, if they both actually have 50% damage reduction. But I don't think they do. I think just one of them does. Doesn't matter. He's a god either way. But it's nice to see that rare Piccolo, because when that Piccolo passive is in, he's even more of a god than he already is, right? I think he's literally unkillable, because when you've got 750k starter turn defense, you get more defense on super, and you have 50% damage reduction. I don't know how any boss kills you, right? So here we go. Now we've got the Gamma rotation. Gogeta floating at the end. I think this is kind of the setup I like. Let the Gammas kind of cook, do their thing. We'll pick up our 1 or 2 links with Gogeta on the end. I think he only shares like Fierce Battle with them, but it's enough because Gogeta, like, yep, his damage numbers will be way lower, but he's always got guaranteed crits. So the damage is still, even if he's only doing like 6-7 mil attack stats, that's fine. If you do decide to run Gogeta on rotation and you're getting his dodge with the 4-turn buff with the dodging, and you're stacking the 4-turn buff, dude can be hitting like 13-14 mil attack stats. Like, he's crazy with guaranteed crits. Gogeta actually is crazy. I'm very excited about this EZA unit. I really like him a lot. He's very, very good, right? So our Gammas are just doing their thing, and I think... Do they survive this turn? Oh, yeah, I think 18 will survive this turn, but Gogeta's going to put in some work. Here's a floating 8 mil attack stat, right, from Gogeta. Like, as a floater that has 70% chance to dodge, like, this is a very good unit you can just float. Yep, and then there's the dodge. So he's going to have his buff up next time he comes around because it's a 4-turn buff. So that means he can be in slot 3. He'll still bring that 4-turn buff over with him, which is very good. So now 18's about done. I could have done Orange Piccolo there, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure if Piccolo just, like, attacks once, like, she's probably going to die here, because we got type advantage, so I figured, rather than go through, like, a whole phase of Orange Piccolo, let's just push out a 16 mil attack stat, see what happens to 18. See if we can't get this done a little bit more quickly here. And there's a 13 mil shot, and 18 is out of here. So anyways, guys, there you go. There's the androids. Definitely some dicey moments, right? It was just bad RNG, though. Right, if Gogeta dodges, we're not even in that first tough spot. And then that second 200k wouldn't have been that bad. But anyways, guys, there you go. Piccolo team absolutely dominating. I love AGL Gogeta. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.